Hi, welcome back to the Blind LP for Eagle Eye Mysteries in London. We are going to start on a brand new case now. It'll be the case of the Shakespearean Sham. So let's begin. Hi Nigel, what's up? Oh, Mum's on assignment and Dad's gone off to his rehearsal. Pretty quiet downstairs. What rehearsal's that? He's doing a play with the Amateur Shakespeare Society. He's really chuffed about it. They're going to perform up in Stratford-upon-Avon, where Shakespeare was born. That sounds great. Where are they now? They're all over at the Old Vic, an old theatre at the South Bank, rehearsing. Do you and Starkaze want to pop by and have a look? Why not? Shakespeare's great. Maybe they'll need some kids for extras. Come on, Starkaze, let's go. So as you can see, my partner is now Jake. The Old Vic Theatre, formerly known as the Royal Victoria Hall and Coffee Tavern. Okay. Macbeth is a play about a Scottish general who meets some witches. They tell him he's destined to become the king. He tells this to his wife and she persuades him to murder his friend Duncan, the real king, and take his place. That's terrible. They don't get away with it though. The witches said he'd be king, but they didn't actually say he'd be king for long. In the end, Macbeth and his wife both die because of their treachery. I don't know which is worse, the witch or the wife. It's a really wild play. Lots of fight scenes and neat speeches and creepy witches and stuff. Let's ask Miss Finley how things are going. Which one is Miss Finley? Well, just click. Well, yes, Camilla, I do think you're up to it. It's just that. Camilla, sorry. Just that. What, Basil? What exactly do you mean? You can't agree with this dreadful miscasting, I'm sure. It's obvious that Emma is too immature to play her. Lady Macbeth is one of the grandest, most evil, most challenging parts in the history of the theatre. Why, the girl's never been but second chambermaid from the right in any stage production so far. The role of Lady Macbeth calls for depth, insight, range, the kind of experience that I could bring to the role. Well, you are her understudy, Camilla. Who knows? Perhaps you'll be able to perform one night if she falls ill or cancels out. That is not the point, Basil. Of course I'll go on if she has some sort of accident. That sounds bad. I'm saying that it shouldn't have to come to that. An actress of my stature and experience belongs in the spotlight, not huddling around a cauldron muttering about eye of newt and toe of frog. I don't like her already. Honestly, Camilla, I think Third Witch is a lovely part. It suits you. It's very challenging. Now really, I must practice my lines. I want to be prepared enough to perform the finest Macduff in Stratford's history. Hello, Jake, Starkaze. Come to see our rehearsals? Watch yourselves now. There are a lot of dangerous items behind the scenes at the theatre. One false move up there and on the scaffolding and any number of accidents could happen. This is beginning to sound really bad. Why, our stage manager Chelsea was messing about up there yesterday and very nearly fell to her death.
Yikes!
Yikes is right. We'll be careful, Mr. Frescura. Are you excited about the play? Well, yes and no. I'm afraid I'm a bit worried. You see, this is really my first lead role, and I'm a bit nervous that I'll spoil it somehow. Oh, is it Macbeth? Forget my lines at the last moment, trip over my sword, miss a cue. The pressure's enormous. Sometimes I wish I'd never auditioned for the part. I'm sure I'd be much happier painting a nice watercolor of the sunset on the River Avon than thrashing about it on stage as a Scottish murderer. But he was interested enough to audition. Dahlia, you know I'm right. What I need is a challenge. I see Mac. I'm in the Scottish King as a warrior, fiery and strong. Not this mealy-mouthed what is that? Milquetoast that Frescura's portraying. Go on, let me have a go at it. Oh, he wasn't acting. I thought he was. Ned, how many times must I say it? No, Frescura has the part. You're his understudy. Your job is to fill in for him should he get ill. It's not to whine about his interpretation of the role. Dahlia, just listen for a moment. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty face from day to day, to the last syllable of recorded time. Thank you, Ned. That will be quite enough. Should Frescura be unable to go on, you may recite that speech however you please. As it is, concentrate on learning your own lines. The porter you play is a small role, but every role in a play is important. Now, people, attention please. Let's gather our props and move out to the minibuses. We're off to Stratford in 15 minutes. Do not forget your scripts. Hello, Jake. Starkaze, have you come around to have a peek at our rehearsal? Mind you don't get in the way now. Everyone's very, very busy. We're in our final stage of rehearsing the Scottish play. The Scottish play? But I thought you were putting on Shakespeare's Macbeth. Oh dear, oh dear, you've said it. Don't you know you must never say the name of the Scottish play out loud? It's terribly bad luck. This place always been haunted by tragedy and mishap. Theatre people believe that you'll bring bad luck upon yourself just by quoting from it, unless of course you're rehearsing from your lines. It may be just a superstition, but it does seem that accidents and bad luck surround every production of this play. Why, just the other day, our director, Dr. Wild, fell. Is it Dr. Wild or Dr. Wild? I am never sure. Fell from the stage as she was helping arrange a sword fight. She might have broken her leg. Then maybe it was good luck that she didn't. Perhaps so, but I'll keep hold of my lucky charm just in case. Well, are we going to Stratford too? Let's go. The minibuses are only for the cast and crew of the play, so we'll have to take the train to Stratford. Too bad. Let's take a look at our map and see if we can find Stratford upon Avon. Then we'll be able to join Uncle Basil for the play. Are you kidding me? Then click N on the compass if you need to take the northbound train, or south if you need to take the southbound train. Okay. Okay, let me see the map, Jake. Are you I don't know London. You're asking me to grab my real map? Yeah, I'm going to get my mobile and then we will Google up. Yes, it's Google nowadays. We don't have real maps much. Okay, I'll Google up a map of England. Do they presume everyone has maps of England? That is most strange. Okay, give me the map. Okay, let's take the colorful looking one, and then we are going to find London. Oh dread, that's a lot of places here. Okay, London is there. So Stratford is... I don't see Stratford. Okay, Stratford upon Avon is to the north of London. We'll take north. That was way too long. I will probably cut. Looks like Uncle Basil's acting troupe is setting up for their play tonight. But where are Mr. Frescura and Miss Finley? See, there's trouble. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Oh, hello Jake and Starkaze. Just going over my lines. I play one of the witches. You should look at the part. Why isn't Miss Wren in costume too? Oh well, it looks as though she won't be a witch after all. Emma's trapped in London, so Camilla as her understudy is going to have to take her part. It seems that someone removed the distributor cap from the minibus carrying Mr. Frescura and Miss Finley. Now they won't be able to join us here for the dress rehearsal. Wow, what bad luck! They could take the train. Do you think it's part of the curse on the play? Bad luck, my foot. This was sabotage. Distributor cabs don't just fly off by themselves. Someone took it and it wasn't a ghost either. The question is who? It's a shame that Frescura and Finley will have to miss the dress rehearsal. That means they're out of their parts for the run of the play. Really, just by that? Dr. Wilde has a strict policy that whoever plays a role at dress rehearsal plays it for every performance. I'll bet Mr. Frescura at least is a bit relieved. He was very nervous about having such a big part. But if he does it on purpose, that's quite unfair for Emma Finley. A shambles. This entire opening is a shambles. What's wrong, Dr. Wilde? Dr. Wilde? What's wrong? What's right? My two leading actors are stranded in London. Half of my props are stranded with them, and my stage manager is off wallowing in literary history. Whoa, what happened? I've no idea. All I know is that our second minibus, the one carrying Mr. Frescura and Miss Finley, has broken down. Now it's too late to get them here for dress rehearsal. It's a disaster. I'm almost ready to believe in the curse of the Scottish play. I suppose I'll just have to use the understudies to fill in the lead roles. Heaven knows they're prepared. It would be Frescura and Finley whose coach breaks down. They're both utterly hopeless with machinery. If only Ned had been with them. The boys are genius with automobiles. Did you know he restores antique cars as a hobby? If it were done when 'tis done, then 'twere well it were done quickly. I'm suspicious of you, man. I'm suspicious of you. Huh? What was that? Act 1, Scene 7. Macbeth is plotting to kill his friend the king. Dear gods, I love this play. Macbeth is torn between his honor and Macbeth is torn between his honor and his ambition. He doesn't really want to be evil, but at the same time, he sees his big chance to be king, and his wife keeps pushing him, telling him he can do it. So he kills his friend. What a creep. Exactly, and that's only the beginning. By the end of the play, the stage is strewn with the bodies of the victims of his ambition, until he himself is killed. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really must do something about my armor. Out! Damn spot! Out, I say! Excuse me? Ah, hello, Jake. Just practicing my new lines. Now that Emma's stuck in London, it appears that I'll have to take over her role. Frankly, I think it's for the best. The poor dear was a bit skittish. She didn't look skittish to me. Now, where is that Chelsea? Is she still out researching her paper on Shakespeare? She's supposed to be our stage manager. I'll need my costume refitted for tonight. They're stuck in somewhere? London? Hey, I don't have anywhere else to go. I don't have anywhere else to go. Is it all? Is that all? Jake, can you tell me things? Chelsea Sinclair and Marcus there are off at Shakespeare's birthplace researching Chelsea's term paper. Where is Shakespeare's birthplace? Oh, I missed that. This road leads to Shakespeare's birthplace. The whole town of Stratford-upon-Avon is full of Shakespeare stuff. He was born and married here and lived here after he retired. I can see why. It's a beautiful place. That's Chelsea. I wonder if she knows that everyone's looking for her. By everyone, you mean just one. Right? Hello, Jake. Starkaze. I'm just collecting some notes for my paper on William Shakespeare. Fab luck that the troupe decided to stage our play here in Stratford. I'm finding all kinds of stuff. This is the house that Shakespeare was actually born in. It's been restored to look just as it would have when he was alive back in the late 1500s and early 1600s. Can you imagine what it was like to live back then? In those days, Elizabeth I was the Queen of England, and Sir Walter Raleigh was trying to set up the first colonies in America. There wasn't any running water inside houses then, or refrigeration, or telly or radio. Of course, one way people entertained themselves was by watching plays. Shakespeare's plays were very popular. He wrote 37 in all and hundreds of poems. I bet you've heard of some of his characters and you may not even know it. Ever hear of Romeo and Juliet, Hamlet, Othello, Puck? These are all names of characters in Shakespeare's plays. He was such a marvelous playwright that people still love to listen to his plays, almost 400 years later. I had a book called Parks of Pook Hill. Is that what it's referring to? But because I got it when I was a very young kid, like single digit kind of young, 7, 8, 9 maybe years old. Of course it was very, very difficult trying to read it because it was a very thick book with very tiny words. So I've never completed it. I'm not sure where the book went. Yeah, Shakespeare is cool. We saw A Midsummer Night's Dream in school. It cracked me up. But Charles, do you know that Dr. Wilde and everybody are looking for you? Or was Dr. Wilde looking for her? Oh dear, I lost track of the time. I have to get back. The dress rehearsal is about to start. Hello Jack, hello Starkade. Exploring Shakespeare country are you? I was just helping Chelsea collect her notes. She's just brilliant. I could follow her around all day. Awful bad luck they're having with the play. I was just talking to one of the actors about it over by the minibuses before we left. He says this play is historically plagued with bad luck. Even as we were talking, he almost fell prey to it himself. His hands were covered in black grease, and he came this close to wiping it all over his porter's costume. Ha! We know who it is. The guidebook says that this building was where Shakespeare was born. Where Shakespeare was born was built over 500 years ago. The walls are made up of twigs mixed with plaster, a building material called wattle and daub. And the dark stripes up and across the house are actually the timbers holding it together. Some of the houses that were built in Elizabethan I'm gonna Google it up. Elizabeth, whatever times, had thatched roofs made up of sticks and reeds. Houses were heated by fireplaces in those days, so people had to be very careful that the sparks didn't fly up the chimney and set the roof on fire. Is this relevant? The garden outside Shakespeare's birthplace is filled with different herbs and flowers. In Elizabethan times, the herbs from the garden were used for cooking. Alright. Hey Jake. Am I done, Jake? Am I done? Okay, give me a moment. Let me save. I'll save first. Okay, Jake, let's go. Oh, I can't. Okay, fine. Okay, let's off. No. We are going to point out to what's his name. sabotaged. This is one. Is it highlighting? Okay. Neither. Give me a net Bassett. Neither. Okay. I know Ned Bassett wants to. Motif. Let's give him a motif. Yes. Do we need one more? Okay, just Emma Finley sees that it is the many dangerous items, nothing to do with it. Okay. I need one more. Oh yeah, this is important. Bassett.
You got it!
You got it! There may be a theatre superstition about bad luck following the play Macbeth, but it wasn't bad luck that sabotaged the troupe's second minibus. Mr. Askew told us that the minibus... Miss Askew told us that the minibus broke down because someone removed an important part of the engine, the distributor cap. Dr. Wilde told us that Ned Bassett is a whiz with cars. He'd know exactly what engine part to remove to make it impossible for the bus to run. Ned Bassett wanted to play Macbeth, but the lead role in the play, but instead he had to settle for playing the porter, a very small part. Mr. Frescura was cast as Macbeth, but Ned was his understudy. If Mr. Frescura wasn't able to perform, Ned would get to take the lead role. Marcus Dare told us that he saw an actor dressed as a porter out by the minibus with grease on his hands. Ned was the actor cast as a porter, and he had grease on his hands because he had just removed the distributor cap from the second minibus. He let his ambition get him into trouble, just like Macbeth. And we're done. Alright. So we will go on to the next case in the next episode. Let's see what's the next case. Okay. The lyric larceny in the next episode. So thank you for watching and goodbye.